This is day 11,
Yes.
and the topic is taking authority over territorial spirits. And
Mm.
so we know that Satan has the name, the prince of the power of the air, and he instills his demons or higher ranking demons that are principalities and powers over certain regions. And that's why we look at places like New York City that may have like an issue with greed,
Hmm.
maybe places like San Francisco, which is known to have a vibrant gay culture, may have a certain principality over its region. Las Vegas, known for gambling, may have that type of demon, another maybe greed demon or love of money type of thing. And so there are principalities over those regions that cause them to have these sin patterns or these sin issues.
Right. And this chapter explains that the devil is called the prince of the power of the air because Satan understands that whosoever controls the atmosphere controls the destiny of people. And atmosphere determines what happens to you, the kind of food you eat, the kind of clothes you wear, the job opportunities, and etc. Isn't that interesting? So what do
Yeah,
you think?
no, I mean, it reminds me of one of our pastors
Hmm.
here in Texas. He was sharing a testimony with me, and it sort of scared me. But he was saying how when he was a missionary abroad, and I believe it was like some like Malaysia or the Philippines or somewhere, where he
Hmm.
tried to. He was a zealous young Christian, and he
Hmm.
tried to take authority over the principality over that area, and he got backlash, like serious backlash, to where he wanted to commit suicide. And it took a lot of intercession and a lot of prayer to break it, but it almost broke him. It didn't. And thank the Lord it didn't because he's a powerful prophet
Yes,
today.
he is.
But it's scary nonetheless. And so, what do you think about that? Because we as Christians obviously have authority over powers and principalities. But what do you think happened in that situation with him?
Isaiah was depressed when he was being attacked by witchcraft.
Yeah.
Jezebel's witchcraft was against one of the prophets. So the depression is real. Hi. Oh,
Oh, he's a
and
Christian.
yeah, he is Christian. Thank you. Yeah, he's doing the sign.
Yeah.
So depression is real, and I don't blame Christians or even pastors contemplate suicide or even drug usage because of the depression. Because depression is temporary, and we have flesh, and that is understandable that I was depressed many, many times that you had to pray for me. And I cry and Corey pray for me because I cannot bring myself to pray about this issue. So it is one thing to have the depression. It is another thing to have a tendency of getting the depression every time when you're attacked.
Okay.
So you have to up your game in that case. This kind of thing doesn't come out unless you fast and pray.
Yes.
And I know fasting is a lot of times seen as too ritualistic and too taboo and too religious, and you think that you're better than thou. But hey, unless you really try, you'll never know it. And this morning, God kind of reminded me that wow, by fasting, God is carving out more time for me to pray because I don't have to
Mm.
worry about what to eat.
Yeah, he
It's
just
good.
wasn't equipped at the time, right, to
Right,
to
right,
handle
right.
those. So there are certain levels. So there are several levels where Christians are to be able to handle
Hmm.
powers of certain levels. If you are a baby Christian, you probably can't be going after the top principality over North Texas.
Yeah, but God told me that if you have the pure godly love towards somebody, then you have power and authority over that person's problems too. If you do not really worry about somebody's problems, but you want to prove yourself that you can cast it out, that's not love, that's
Mm.
arrogance. But if you really care about somebody and you love, meaning you're patient with that person, you're willing to suffer for that person, you want to spend resources for that person, then go for it. I did it. I did it for one person in my life,
Me,
and then I broke the witchcraft. And that black magician was not calm and just receiving my prayer. He was counter
he was
attacking me
fighting.
so badly, astral projecting to my kitchen. I don't want to say too much, but one of the things he did a lot of things, and one of the things that I can share was he got butt naked and got on top of my refrigerator and tried to attack me.
Well, a church we went to in Queens. I mean, the atmosphere in that place was just filled with the Holy Spirit. You could tell
Hmm.
walking past, or when you even just walked into the church, they
Hmm.
lived close by, so they would pray morning, noon, and night
Yes.
at the altar, sweat and tears like of prayer in that place.
Right.
And then on Sunday mornings
It
before the
continues. The
worship,
glory continues
Yeah.
from the night before or days before, and it continues on. And you don't have to re-fight and re-cleanse the place every Sunday morning.
in the book, how there was a church that was a vibrant church, and then when they moved,
Mhm.
they didn't realize the history of the place. When they moved, they had a hard time gaining ground, and then they learned that it used to be a strip club,
Mhm.
and that maybe that there was a Bible. David said that there was an altar to the devil.
Portal was opened for the demonics, so it was harder for them to resaturate the place with the Holy Spirit's presence every Sunday morning.
And so they had to like anoint it with oil and do a lot of prayer over it
Right.
to overcome that altar. Bible David said in his book, the mark the demon of lust had put on the building, and because you cannot sacrifice to God on Satan's altar, the glory of God could not manifest on the church. They had to sanctify the building with prayer and anoint the building with oil. Then the evil influence was broken and the church experienced breakthrough.
I'm not saying that the church might not have any anointing,
It's
but
not going to go to its potential,
Right,
its full
'cause
potential.
there are levels of breakthrough and levels of anointing. So even if a church is happening on the streets of gangsters' meeting place, God can come through anywhere. But portals are real. That there are more fights to be done.
Portals.
Yeah, portals. It is real, and it's something that we can consider when we're praying, because the more you know, more power to you.
Tomorrow is day 12, and the topic is supernatural success in business and career. Bye.
Bye.